Day 14 of 45. The rural genre is lost. Prostate cancer is largely an urban man's disease. Good health insurance and vet checks are required. Liquidations of herds and equipment and routine monitoring of PSAs ain't gonna happen. Storming the Capitol will not work. The country dogs lie and die.
When the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there.
Good morning.
Hey,
Quit sitting in your lap.
good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear us?
Minnie.
That's that dog.
Yeah, Minnie's a city dog, though. She doesn't care anything about it.
Okay. Hey, listen, Cottrell, thank you for joining us this morning for Castration of a Cowboy, episode 14, entitled Country Dogs. Kelly, get us going this morning.
Your text today came through and it was talking kind of a little bit about the rural cowboy. You want to expand on that?
Say that again?
Your text this morning was you said something about the rural cowboy.
Cowboys and their journey that how they differ from folks that live in the urban areas.
Well, I'm just not picking up on the fact that everyone that I know in the city, they're getting involved and, they're doing what they need to do. And, but out in the country, we're going to the graveyard with them. And, these are people that have land and cattle and they've done, blue-collar workers who have done, quite well in their lives and accumulating wealth. And, they're just letting prostate explode and, it getting into their lymphatic system and their spine and killing them. And I'm not seeing that here in the city. And, there is a huge difference there. This is rural health. I really think this is the cusp of it. This is really something. The more I think about it, I think we're on to something here. Focusing in on rural health in the elderly male population and bringing awareness to that segment of our society. And it's going to be a difficult steer dog and get to the ground. It's going to be a tough one.
When you think about it, though, it's the entire infrastructure, cultural values that we've almost left that generation of people behind. It's not only prostate cancer, it's diabetes, it's heart disease, the whole menu of things that kill Americans. Probably the last person that is getting proactive support are aging males in rural America.
Correct. There's a show that we watched during the pandemic on RFD TV. Y'all know about the RFD channel?
No, what is it?
Have you ever heard of it?
No, go.
It's one that's directed to agriculture and cattle raising. It's on television 3:45 here, and they had a Rural Health Matters. And it was a program from the Midwest. And this little bitty old bald-headed doctor, he was just as cute as could be. And we watched it every week while the pandemic was going on. And that's where we want to get. And I don't know how to get there. within that infrastructure. But there is a medium now that's evolving where they're starting to address this on a nationwide basis.
And so, but this series you were watching, was it razor in on COVID related illnesses, or was it all general rural health?
All general rural health, but they tailored it based upon the questions that they had coming in, and everybody was wrapped up into this COVID.
Sure.
And so that and we haven't watched it now since COVID blew through and blew out, and we need to sit down and watch that. And I need to I need to investigate that further and see if I can send a question up to him.
Okay. Perfect.
I have a question. Do you think that there's such a difference in the rural area from the city area because they don't have the information, so they don't understand what they can do or what they can get? Or do you think it's an economic, they can't afford it?
No, they got money. The people out there in the rural area, you got a very separation of classes out there. You got the poor people, and they do not socialize with the rich people. And the rich people have the cattle, the land, the oil wells, and the tractors, and they go to the auction barn, and they have the King Ranch pickup, and the John Deere tractors, and then you got the poor people, and they're almost invisible out there. And I don't deal with the poor people. I did that for my career in the welfare department, and I think I paid my dues on that, and I just don't want to even think about them. They're out there in the yopons, in the travel trailers, packed up, like sardines. I don't know what's going on. They're dying, probably is, that's, they're dying. I mean, they're so out of it, by the time they seek treatment, we're putting them in a nursing home and let them die. So
you're saying that the others who are in the rural area, are they not getting the treatment because they don't know it's available, or because they're out there and they can't get the treatment to them?
They're embarrassed.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
That's what it did. And then what happens is one of the at the very top of the hierarchy, he gets it and dies from it, and we'll still be standing around, at a wake or at the cemetery, at the church eating tuna sandwiches, and, yeah, God damn it, nobody's getting into the details that, he had prostate cancer. His penis quit getting hard a couple of years ago, and he wouldn't tell anybody, and the wife got tired of having sex, so she did an inquiry. She was just glad he wasn't jumping her, and that's so he can ride it, and he doesn't get treatment, and then the damn prostate pops open.
Yeah, well, this is classic disaster decision making. It's not ever one decision that leads to a disaster like death. You really have to make about 7 conscious decisions, for it to ultimately end in that. In other words, so these guys are because of their embarrassment, because of the lack of, like you say, information. There were several steps along the way. They could have intervened. They could have taken a different path, but they got the one they got because there was some bad decision making along the way. But anyway, hey, Cottrell, I'd like to read you a little excerpt from this book, if you don't mind. It's called How to Die. Seems to be relatively, focus today. But here it is. This we've talked about this book before, so I'll just read it to you. It says, "Life, as you know, is not a thing that should be held onto forever. Merely to live is not itself good, but rather to live well."
Hear, 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 hear.
Here, here.
Yeah, that's that was written in 400 A.B. C.
The-
They
Long
had
time
prostate
ago.
problems back then too.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and so, but I mean, I think this gets to kind of your entire campaign is by investing in the treatment and to take yourself and your situation seriously. What you're doing is trying to ensure that your remaining days on the earth are not you don't live good, but you live well. That you live a more abundant life than you would if you chose to do
Nothing.
door B. What do you think?
I think right. Yeah, I'll have to cogitate on that, but live well, not good.
Okay, well, that leads us into this question. How's your mind today?
Since you got some cogitating to do.
Well, there was a problem with the radiation machine this morning. Okay, and they run them through every 10 minutes. Okay, so the waiting room just packed up there. Both rooms. I mean, we had a dam that created there with old men running around in their pajamas.
Yeah.
And
Well, how
they
about
all
Sweet
had-
Nana? Was Sweet Nana there?
She was there, but she was asleep in the outer lobby. And today was her birthday, and Jose is taking her to Golden Corral to celebrate her birthday today. And so, I talk to Jose every day, and I'm the first one that befriended him, and he really appreciates that. But all these old men backed up, okay, and then they all started talking at the same time. I've lost complete control of this thing now. Before they weren't saying a damn word, and now you can't shut them up. And so they had the doctor visit yesterday, and they were all bitching at the doctor. I mean, they got diarrhea.
Oh,
And I haven't had diarrhea, And this one guy said, well, when he runs on Friday, he can barely run because he's got so much radiation in him, and he's glowing down the trail. All these people started bitching it. Then one guy said, why do they have the TV monitor, the pet channel on? He wants to see a different show on the channel. I mean, it was just bitch hour, and they can't afford to have these backups much,
it's not good for morale.
This is not good. This is not good. Keep going, Kelly. Keep going.
So, wait, that had to make you feel okay because you're not bitching.
That's right. I didn't know I had any of these problems. I was just, I just couldn't relate. I mean, they're having all these problems, and I didn't realize that was
You're
going
like,
on.
I gotta get out of here before I get what they got.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay, okay. So let's go back to score. How did we score your mind today?
Good. 5.
Okay. How about your body? How you feeling? It's early. We know you feel well in the morning.
After talking to those old men, I feel like shit.
I think that's your soul.
That ain't the group you want to socialize with. Jesus.
Careful what you ask for.
Yeah, I mean, 10 minutes, that's it.
In and out,
If you
in
run
and out.
more than 10 minutes with them, you're in trouble.
Okay. How's your soul today?
Good. 5.
Good.
Nice. That is good to hear.
That is
I'm real
fantastic.
happy for the weekend. I'm happy that Friday is here.
Oh,
Woo,
good.
2 days off.
Excellent. This has been Castration of a Cowboy, episode 14, Country Dogs. Terry, we love you. We appreciate what you're doing for everybody. Thank you very much. Proud of you. This episode was brought to you by 4C Ranches, a for-profit corporation certified by the state of Texas in Dime Box, Texas.
Nine box.